Goodness, I need to Google this.
So,
Toyota Lean.
That was a great TV show, that Totalfab.
right,
Absolutely
luck.
fabulous.
Good morning all again. My name is Marcel McLeod and I'm here to share with you one of my journeys, and it is called the Lean Journey. And today I'm going to share with you some of my skills and knowledge. Now, let us try and understand what Lean means. Understanding the philosophy behind Lean is about putting your customers first, respect for humanity, the total elimination of waste, and continuous improvement. But one thing that's going to stand out in this presentation is the respect for humanity. And by the time I finish the presentation, hopefully you'll take with you some of the learnings that I've gathered and implemented into my own business. I'm going to start with this little graph. Now it probably means nothing to you right now, but I'm going to try and make some sense of it. What we have here is these shows our available hours that we have in our workshop based on the number of people we've got and the hours that we work them over a month. Now this is in June 2008 where we measured this, and you can see here that that red line is our billable hours. Now billable hours is what we get paid for. You can see the green line is our unbillable hours. Not a very healthy business. I could probably say that we're going very, very broke there. So, to fix this problem up, we started to implement some of the things that I learned about the Toyota production system and lean manufacturing. Total elimination of waste, continuous improvement. This is in September 2008, after we started to implement some of these measures, or some of these processes. You can see here that we're just about tracking on our available hours. And we've also added an extra one in called capacity hours. So available and capacity hours. Now you would have to admit that the business is starting to look a little bit better. Okay? Now I'm probably starting to bore you to tears right now. But again, let me continue. We also employed more people at this stage. So not only did we increase the amount of flow going through our workshop, we increased the amount of people required to do the work. But what we were doing is we're actually doing work that's bringing money back into the business. This is a comparison over 4 months from when we started to when we got those results. And you can see the significant climb in the billable hours over that time. You've had to say that it's pretty amazing to see that sort of increase. Then in October 2009, we did something that we were trying to achieve, or had been trying to achieve from when we initially implemented some of the processes. We actually took our billable hours and we broke through our capacity hours. You may ask yourself, well, how can you get more billable hours greater than your capacity hours? This is where we're getting jobs done under our quoted times. So this is a fairly significant thing we did. We out of this, we congratulated our teams and we celebrated. Each one of our guys got one of these certificates to prove that, you know, you done it. We were all involved with it. It wasn't me. It was everyone who was involved. So, what changed? I bet you're all interested to find out what changed. And this is what changed. I took a tour to Japan in October in 2008 to have a look at the world's best. And the world's best in manufacturing is Toyota. They've developed the best systems, the best methods, the best principles. And they've shown that by becoming the #1 car manufacturer in the world. When I was over there, I met some very interesting people. This guy here, his name is Norman Bodek. He's been to Japan over 70 times. He's 78 years old at the moment. He was the one that went over there and brought all of the knowledge that the Japanese had back to America. He's written and published hundreds of books. I got to sit on a bus with this person for 7 days. And where do you think I was sitting?
Beside him.
In his lap. In his lap. I got to know him very well, and the stories that he told were awe-inspiring. And it gave me some of the knowledge that I could bring back and share. this guy, sorry, this guy up here, Takeshi Kawabe, he spent time with the guys who basically developed the Toyota production system. The guys that developed it are now passed on. And I got a chance to spend a day with this guy under interpretation because he couldn't speak English. And they write about him in one of the main lean books that educates people on lean. So spending a day with this guy again was a lifetime experience that would never happen again. But I suppose one of the things that happened during this time over there, we got to spend a day with this company here, and they're 80 years old, celebrating their 80th birthday on the day that we visited. Now I had an opportunity, the room was full, and you imagine the Japanese culture, they're a very polite culture, so you don't want to try and do anything that's going to upset the way that they are. And I had a chance to ask this guy a question, who was the vice president of the company. And I asked him the question, being in business for 80 years, you would know a fair bit about business, obviously. What would be one thing you would say to a business who is starting up for the first time? So I asked the question, I sat back in my chair, expecting to hear this long answer. Again, he could speak English because he spent some time in Melbourne. And his eyes rolled back and he said, sincerity. And I thought to myself, I've just been ripped off. He's just given me a one-word answer. And then it sunk in. And it's probably the best answer he could have gave me, because sincerity basically covered everything. Be sincere in everything you do. And of course, we won't talk about the geisha girls, there was plenty of them around too. So, what did I bring back? Well, I brought back a lot of questions. A lot of questions I needed to answer. I found out who the founders were of the Toyota production system, who, before I went there, I didn't quite know. It reinforced the things that we were doing right within our business as well. And it gave me some more stories to tell and give examples to the guys back in the business. It created obviously a new network of friends worldwide, and it reunited the passion that I had for this subject. And out of that, two key learnings that I brought back were the respect for people and the Ono circle. And I think I explained the Ono circle last time we spoke, unless you want to hear it again. So, what did I do with it? Well, I didn't come back and just start teaching people. First, I had to come back and answer all the questions. So, I had to gain more knowledge. I read more books, I watched more videos. I googled the internet to learn more about lean and the Toyota production system. I listened to blogs and podcasts. So basically 24/7, I got things in my ears listening to these people speak. I joined discussion groups on LinkedIn. I toured other businesses to see what they were doing in their factories and workshops. And I talked about the experience in every opportunity I had. But of all the things, I basically submerged myself in what I wanted to learn. The second thing I did, I went and engaged my team and became a coach. Not a manager, a coach. And I focused on the 8th and 9th waste. And they are the underutilisation of people's skills and talents and managers' resistance to change. So what did we do? We went in and turned my workshop into a learning laboratory. This is us in the middle of a fabrication shop, learning together as a team. So we created a learning environment. We had an alignment meeting where we basically transferred ownership over to everyone within the business. Everyone was on the bus. The workshop became a test lab for lean, and we watched a lot of lean videos and used that to also do exercises. We performed the exercises. We increased our discussion time. We spent more time having meetings, but meaningful meetings, not just a meeting because we have to do it. We used videos to do observations and learn from those observations on where to eliminate the waste and improve the things that we were doing. And we had basically a radical change, and in Japanese it's kaikaku. We implemented these systems, but we also implemented some rituals, which I'll touch on a bit later. I've got a red light. And we practiced continuous improvement, which is Kaizen. Getting the message across. I'll just touch on this briefly, but I want to get to the end so you can get the essence of it. We kept falling backwards, so we had to do something that this knowledge was going to stick. So everything sort of plateaued. We ended up doing a big blitz where we basically shut the place down and said, right, we need to create a new standard. This is our workshop before we've done the blitz. Here's a couple of things that we did during the blitz, which I won't touch on because I am running out of time. But you can see by this example what a difference it made. Everything's got a place and everything lives in its place. But what sort of feeling did that create in the team? We introduced things what are called whiffles, where men, grown men, get to express themselves in a safe environment and bring to the surface anything that's eating away. And the breakthroughs that we were getting from these whiffles, again, was changed people's lives. You'll see Morley writing things down there. We also introduced what we call reflections. Every Friday we stop, we reflect on what we've learnt. We share the knowledge that we've gained from what we've done during the week, but not only there, this could go back 50 years. We had a guy in our shop that's 73, and he shares stuff from us back when he was an apprentice. We also have a Totalfabs award night where we reward people for what they do. The 9 lessons that I'd like to share with you today is immerse yourself in learning about lean, become a coach and ask more questions. Engage and respect people. Understand and identify where value is in your business. Learn from others. Make the investment. Support lean with 100% commitment, and that's managers. Employ external help to accelerate your learning. And there is no finish. Never give up. It's about continuous improvement. Have fun and enjoy the journey. Thank you very much. Any questions?
12:22.
That wasn't a question.
Thank you, Marcel, for that very interesting talk on the lean journey.
That's the short version too.
Okay, thank you, because it takes guts to actually go into a company that you've started and you're running to actually put the halt on it and say, 1 minute, what can we do to improve? And a lot of companies out there, they think about it but they never progress, or they give it lip service and they never really listen to the people who work with them. And I think it's great what you've done to take that courage and actually develop it and have everyone take ownership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some feedback for